Hello, good evening to all. So in this particular lecture, I am going to tell you about the for loop. In one of the lecture, I have discussed about the while loop, and I told you that we use loops whenever we have some set of statements that we need to repeat again and again. Means if the execution of some set of statements are required to be repeated, so we use loops, and the loops, they we keep on repeating the same set of statements again and again unless and until one particular condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, we come out of the loop, right? So in the previous case, we discussed about the while loop. Today we are going to discuss about the for loop. Now, for loop is mainly used when we have some list, right? And we access the list element one by one in the iterations, right? Means suppose if we have 5 elements in a list, then we can use for loop to get the 5 element one by one. So let's see how we can do it. So the syntax for the for loop is this. We use a keyword for this k, it is the loop variable, and in sequence, which is the list. Like straight away, if I come to the example, like over here we have this list, right? And in this list, if in this list, if I put a for loop like for k in list 1 colon, so what it is going to what is happening over here? So over here, with the help of this keyword, I am telling that I am starting a loop, which is a for loop, and this is the variable name for the for loop in k in list 1. So I told you that in is the membership operator. Yesterday I told you, right? So k in list 1, what it does, that k will have the first value of the list 1 in the first iteration. In the second iteration, k will get the value of the second element. In the third iteration, k will get the 33, means the value of third element of the list, and so on. So it means if I want to display, suppose if I want to display the values of the list, simply I can have this. Means what is happening? You can see 1, 2, 33. So I am able to display all the elements that are there in the list. And how the things work? Just by using a for loop, I started one loop, and the loop variable is k, and this k will get its value from this list, from this list 1. So the first element in the first iteration means in the first execution of this line or first execution of this statement, the k will acquire its value from the list 1. So the first element of the list 1 will be assigned to k. In the second iteration, means in the second execution of these lines, k will get its value as the second element of the list. And in the third execution of this statement, k will get its value from the third element of the list, and so on. If I say if I put more numbers, and now if I execute, then you will see that 5 and 6 will also be displayed over here. You can see this 5 and 6 are displayed over here. So in this way, with the help of for loop, I can go to each and every element and I can display it. Now what is the use? Now suppose if I want to display all the elements, all the even numbers that are present in the list. So how I can do it? So with the help of this, I get the value of k as the from the element of the list, right? So means in the first iteration the value of k is 1. So now I have to check whether k, this 1, is even or odd. So how we can check it? We can check it with the help of the condition. I will put a if condition, and over there to check the even number, we already know that we are going to use the modulus. So k modulus 2. If k modulus 2 is equals to 0, it means that the number is even, right? So what I am going to do? I am going to display this. I am going to display the value of k only when this condition is true, right? So from this loop, I get the value of all the elements of the list one by one and assign to k. So in the first iteration, k get its value as first element of the list. In the second iteration, this. In the third iteration, this, and so on. Once k get its value, then within the loop, this condition is there. Means if this condition is true, then only the value of k will be printed. Means if the value of k is even, then only this condition will be true. So this 2 and 6. So only the even numbers that are present over here, they are displayed. If I want to display the odd numbers, then what change I am going to do? Simply I will put 1 over here, because if the remainder of this, if it is 1, then it means that the number is odd. So if I now execute this, then it is going to display only the odd numbers, right? So in this way I can display the odd numbers, right? You can see 1, 33, 5, right? So now after this, suppose, so over here, just with the help of the for loop, I can get all the elements of the list one by one, and then whatever processing I need to do, like over here I am checking whether the number is even or odd. So whatever processing I need to do, that processing I can do with the value of with the element of the list, right? So I can access each and every element one by one and do the processing that is required. Now suppose k. So what it is going to do? In the first iteration, when the value of k is 1, then 1 is added to s. So initially the value of s is 0. So 0 plus 1, it is 1, and after the first iteration, the value of s, it becomes 1. Now in the second iteration, the value of k, it becomes 2, right? So 2 plus 1, the value of s is 1, the value of k is 2, so 1 plus 2, it is 3, and this 3 is assigned to s. So now the value of s is 3. Now again it go back, and now the value of k is 33. So value of s, it was 3, value of k, it is 33. So 3 plus 33, it will be 36, and 36 will be assigned to s, right? So the final value of s, it will be 36. So at the end of this loop, the value of s is 36. So now if I display the value, print s, or I can put sum is, so it is going to display the sum. You can see the sum is 36, right? So in this way, I can get, again, with the help of this, I am able to get all the elements one by one, and after that, whatever processing I need to do over here, the processing that I am going to do, I am doing, it is, I am adding the elements into this sum, into this s, right? And finally I display the value of s, right? So this is about the for loop. So we just have to put a keyword with this key for, then I need to put a variable that is for the loop, and then in list 1, right? And after colon, as we discussed with respect to if else, with respect to for loop, that the spacing over here, it should be same, right? If like in the previous case, like over here, or not over here, suppose if I have one more line over here, let it be c equals to 0. So if this should be aligned with each other. If they are not aligned, it is going to show an error, right? Like it's going to show an error. Why? Because they are not properly aligned, right? So you can see, and the error is unexpected indent. So the spacing should be proper. If I put a proper spacing and now if I execute, then it is not going to show any error. So it is executing, and you can see no error is shown. So this spacing is, you need to note this, that spacing should be proper, and all the statements inside the for loop, they should be aligned with each other, right? Now after that, this with this I am going to come later on. So after the for loop, then we have one thing, which is the range function. Now what is the purpose of this range function? Now suppose if I execute this, the uh, format to write the range, it is this. So if I execute this, then it is going to generate a number ranging from, if I use this range function with a for loop, then how it is going to work. So if I simply execute this, you will see that it has displayed numbers from 0 to 4, right? So what is happening over here? As we discussed, that if there is a list, then this I, the loop variable, will get its value from the elements that are there in the list. Now over here, when we are using the range function, and we have seen that this range has values. If I put range 5, it means that the value generated is from 0 to 4. So over here, when I write, when I have, and so on, right? So if suppose if I put 6 over here, then it means it is going to generate 6 numbers starting from 0 to 5. So if I execute this, you will see that it is going to generate numbers from 0 to 5. This is the purpose of the range, that with the help of the range we can generate a number, and whatever number that we are going to mention, then it means that numbers will be generated from 0 till 5. This 6 is not included. But what if I want to generate number from, say, not from 0, but suppose if I want to generate from 2, then 2 to, if I want to generate number from 2 to 5, then how I can do it? For that, I can put the values inside the range like this. So if I put two numbers inside the range, it means that I am telling this function, I am telling this function that start the number from 2 till 5. So again, this 6 is not included. So over here, I have mentioned the starting value, and I have mentioned the ending value -1, right? So it will generate a number from 2 to 5. So if I execute this, then you can see it is going to generate number from 2 to 5, right? So in this way, if I do not want to generate a number starting from 0, then I can mention the start also, right? If I want to generate number from 0, then I can skip writing this, right? I can skip writing this. If I put 0 comma 6, it is going to it is going to generate a number exactly in the same way as range 6 has done, right? If I put a negative start, suppose if I put -2, then what will happen? It is going to generate numbers starting from negative number, right? -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. right? So with the help of range, we can generate a number starting to this. If I want to generate a number like alternate numbers starting from 2 to 6, but I just want after 2 I want 0, after 0 I want 2, after 2 I want 4, means alternate elements I want to generate. So then I can mention the step size also, as we did to get the sublist. So if I mention 2, it is the step size. It is the step size. So over here, it is going to generate a number with a difference of 2. So from -2 till 5, but it is going to generate alternate elements. And then it will move to the third element. So after -2, it will skip 2 elements. So -1 and 0 will be skipped, and 1 will be displayed. After 1, it will skip 2 element and third element will be printed. So after 1, 2 and 3 will be skipped and 4 will be printed. So if I execute this, then you can see -2, 1 and 4. It means simply I can, with the help of the range, I can generate a number starting from 0, starting from particular number to particular number, right? So from particular start to particular end, and also I can mention the step size. If I did not mention the step size, then this step size will be considered as 1. By default, it will be 1. If I do not mention the start, then by default, it will consider as 0. So this is about the range. Now, can we use this range to generate a multiplication table? Suppose I want to generate a multiplication table of 5, right? Means 5 cross 1 equals to 5, 5 cross 2 equals to 10, till 5 cross 10 equals to 50. So can we use it? So for that, simply what we need, if I want to generate a table, then 5 is fixed, right? 5 is fixed. Only change is 5 cross 1, 5 cross 2. So this 1, 2, 3, the multiplication factor, it is changing. So that I can do, what I can do, I can generate a number starting from 1 to 10, right? And then inside this, what I can display? I can display 5 cross and then comma I. So what it is going to display? It is going to display 5 cross I. And what is the value of I? It will be 1 in the first iteration, 2 in the second iteration, and so on. So it is going to generate 5 cross 1, 5 cross 2. Like suppose if I execute this, it is going to generate this, right? Now what I need equal to 5, equal to 10, equal to 15. So how I can do, equal to will be displayed, and then this result of this will be evaluated. So when I is 1, it will be 5 cross 1. When I is 2, it will be 5 into 2, 10, and so on. So if I execute this, you can see that we are able to generate the table of 5. So you can see just in 2 lines, I can do that. If I want to generate a table of 15, simply I need to change this and I will get a table of 15. If I want user to enter, like what table user want, so I can ask user to enter the number. So input, using the input, I can ask user enter the generate a table. It's going to generate a table of 8. So just we take the input from the user, and then with the help of the for loop and with the help of the range, I am able to generate a table, right? So using the for loop, like, it is very useful, especially when we need to process. So if you have any doubt, you can post it in the comment box, and do share this video with your friends and colleagues, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.